Well, we've made it to the end of the Mabuse Lives series from Masters of Cinema. This is number 309 in the series. And this is it's Mabuse, but not as we know it. This is definitely trying to eke into the almost James Bond type of scenario. You can see the shift in it. Mabuse is almost a secondary character. There is it's grander set pieces. There's a lot more misogynistic and womanizing ways about our main character, who again is played by Peter Van Eyck, but not the same character as the previous movie, but a very similar character, only without the really great mother aspect that was in that movie. Again, we're straight into sci-fi. Man trying to take over the world. He has this death ray that wants to get up into space to be able to take out anything from anywhere and dominate the world. Very convoluted plot here. Very silly plot. Very typical of a James Bond movie around the kind of late 60s era.
Sieht aus wie in einem Zukunftsroman, nicht?
Ich hoffe, Ihre Vorliebe für Zukunftsromane wird Ihnen das Verständnis für meine Erfindung erleichtern, Adams.
And it's one of those ones where you're just like, why change? Why have you moved from what was working to something that feels like a pastiche of other genres and films, and losing that originality that we had with the Mabuse character? It's grating, it's a little bit annoying, it's still a watchable movie, but it just feels like really watered down Mabuse, and I can fully see why this was the last one in the series.
Wieder Mabuse? Ist wohl ein Steckenpferd von Ihnen, was?
Er ist für mich der Inbegriff des Schlechten.
It feels a little bit sordid, a little bit sleazier than some of the other Mabuse films. There is definitely a focus on our main character of being a womanizer. There's a point where he has to invite someone to come to be his partner in crime, sort of, only out of their knowledge. And he's gone through all the names of the various women in his little black book who he can call upon. And when he chooses one, he pretty much just sidelines her for most of the movie. And there is a ridiculous subplot where she, later on, after kind of realising that our character isn't a clean cut as she thought and is actually working for the Secret Service, where she is moved into a brothel.
Da hast du dich eben für das hier entschieden.
Du hast vielleicht eine schmutzige Fantasie. Sowas auch nur zu denken, ist ja schon eine Zumutung. Ich muss ja gar nicht, wenn ich nicht will.
Das ist ja immerhin beruhigend.
And from there on, seemingly becomes a working girl there. And it just seems so out of left field and so ridiculous that I scratching my head wondering what's going on. What has happened here? What happened to the puppet master of Mabuse, who controlled everything and had such a succinct way of setting in motion these grand crimes? We do not have that here. We have lots of frogmen here. You've got lots of sequences of them trying to get into a lair to get hold of this death ray. There are some characters who are very duplicitous, but you can kind of see it coming far away on this one. And it just becomes typical 60s spy stuff, where the action is fine, the characters are fine, the storyline is basic as it can possibly get, and it becomes something that is disappointing more than anything.
Das kann auch eine Ausrede sein.
Als Nächsten werden Sie mich wohl verdächtigen.
Mein Privileg.
Na dann, zum Wohl.
You know, after the movies that came before it, it feels like they've really went out in a whimper with this one. The death ray of Dr. Mabuse was the weakest of the set thus far. I would say that Scotland Yard and Death Ray fit together comfortably, but feel as if they've moved away from that Mabuse era of films that were working so well for them. Here we are in the disc for the Death Ray of Dr. Mabuse. We have the film with introduction by Tim Lucas. Without the introduction, the English language dub with audio commentary by David Callett. Then we have I Raggi Mortali del Dr. Mabuse, the extended Italian version of the Death Ray of Dr. Mabuse. This extended version of the death ray of Dr. Mabuse runs roughly 17 minutes longer than the original German release and is presented with the Italian audio and totally different musical score. The majority of the film uses the same 2K restoration source master as the German version, with only scenes unique to the Italian version displayed in standard definition. This was the only source available. Now, it's a great extra, a fun addition, but it doesn't make the film any better than it originally was, just pads out some of the runtime and some of the sequences. Then we have the isolated introduction by Tim Lucas, and that's the extras for the death ray of Dr. Mabuse. Like I say, I watched it, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I could really see that it was the last one, and I really didn't want any more after this. I'd had my fill at this point, and this was definitely enough. I would love to know your thoughts on the death ray of Dr. Mabuse. Let me know in the comment box below whether you loved it, hated it, if it was somewhere in the middle. As always, there's more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.